Hey, what's up gang, and welcome to part 2 of our Super Vehicle Parade. I forgot to mention in the earlier programme, the reason we're doing this is that the Lego table is actually looking rather empty of buildings at the moment because due to a family celebration we're needing to use the table, so the buildings have had to go upstairs for a while. So we're going to have a look at some super vehicles in this episode. But first, the famous English cricketer Sir Geoffrey Boycott would like to make a brief announcement. After a nice game of Yorkshire cricket t'other day, I went into Snug and there were a load of lasses supping pints of ale, wearing the skirts and Doc Martin boots. Why can't they drink Babycham like normal lasses? Thank you, Sir Geoffrey, and more importantly, viewers, please remember to smack that like and subscribe button, and if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, you can click on the Patreon link below and make a little donation. Thank you.
Yes, one has just had a coronation and one rather enjoyed it. I'm just getting my man to drive us back to the palace now.
Notice the King is getting additional protection from Batman and Robin sort of flanking the vehicle there, but also he's got a special royal protection detail, which is of course James Bond.
The name's Bond, James Bond.
If you compare my sort of homemade DB5 to the official version, which came out just after I built mine actually, this is the official Lego DB5. It's part of the Speed Champions range, and so it's an 8-stud vehicle, which, as I've said before, I think is way too big for minifig scale. In this one I've actually put the Daniel Craig James Bond, which came with the car, but I've also put the Sean Connery version of Bond as well. And in this one that I built, again that's the Sean Connery version of Bond. I'll have a dry martini, shaken not stirred. And you know what, gang, I actually prefer my kind of 6-stud version of the Aston Martin to the official Lego one. Though I have to say the official Lego version, it does have some nice details, such as this superb bumper round there, and it's got the actual light grey sort of mudguards. These weren't available when I made my version. I think this is the first time they've been used in a Lego set, actually, the light bluish grey versions. I don't like this sort of curved thing at the back. I think it's a bit of a cheat actually producing that specially for the car. It's not printed particularly well, and I kind of wish that they'd used a different solution for that sort of curved window at the back there. Just saying. You can see the official version of the Lego Batmobile at the back there. That's a 1960s version of the Batmobile. Unfortunately, when I tried to buy this, the Lego had actually just discontinued it literally the week before, and in the end I had to buy the pieces from Bricklink and kind of assemble it myself. And when I did so, I put Robin in next to Batman, because you can't have Batman without Robin. Next door to that is a sort of large mechanical bulldozer which my nephew bequeathed to me. I'm not quite sure where that will fit into Brickstead, but we'll try and fit it in somewhere. It's a rather large vehicle actually to put with the houses and things. And then we've got some kind of bought vehicles which Lego produced. That one is an official Lego vehicle. I've got all the funfair which kind of goes on the back of that lorry. I've kind of set it up as it's a sort of cyclone roundabout type of thing. There's a Lego police vehicle there which I actually shortened it so it would fit in my Lego police station, and I also changed the inside quite radically. For example, there's I don't know if you can see that with the camera, there's a sort of portaloo going on there with a little toilet and wash basin, and there's all other stuff inside that the policemen need for their activities. And there's this blue lorry again, came with the Lego Funfair. And there's a sort of bog standard. This just shows you actually this sort of bog standard Lego fire engine and how a little bit lame the real Lego vehicles are. You know, the Lego play vehicles for kids. They're a little bit sort of boring, really. I think Lego just sort of make a very perfunctory kind of, you know, cabin arrangement. And here's a classic 1950s style Morris J post office delivery van. I again copied this off the internet. Someone made a super little sort of post office and chip shop next to that, and you can easily find it on the internet. But I particularly like the van that went with it. It's this nice sort of Morris J van. Notice I've put two different stickers on as an experiment. On this side I've put the sort of classic 1950s Royal Mail logo, which is kind of a big square sticker. And I think the printing of it is quite good because I've managed to match it quite well with the red of the plastic Lego pieces. And then on the other side I've put the modern Royal Mail logo, which in some ways works a bit better because you can cut the shape of it sort of in that sort of cross shape, and then you don't need to actually match the red with the red plastic because it's sort of cut to shape. I don't know what you viewers think of that. Maybe you could let me know in the chat. The other small change that I made to the internet versions, I've put these little red doors on. I think they were just sort of ordinary bricks in the original version, but I wanted the doors on, so it gives that little door handle at the side, which looks nice. And I've also added two figures in there, which is of course Postman Pat and his black and white cat. And the other nice thing about this vehicle is that the doors are hinged at the back and they sort of fully open like that, which is a nice little detail, and I've actually used that idea on one or two of my other delivery vans that I've made, including this 6-stud van which I made a few weeks ago. Again, I copied it from the internet. It originally had a sort of 2x2 round stud on the side with a little logo on it. I didn't like that in the end, so I put my own sticker on, and again I've put a different sticker on the other side just to see which is the best version. Maybe again you could let me know in the chat which you think's the best. And just like the post office van, I copied the idea of having these nice hinged doors at the back, which open up quite nicely and close as well. And another version of a 6-stud wide van is this super duper VW camping van, very retro from the 60s. I kind of adapted it from an existing camping van. As I've mentioned before, it was originally an 8-stud wide sort of box standard vehicle, but what I did was firstly condensed it into a 6-stud wide van, so I put a totally different roof on it, including this wedge-shaped vehicle roof, and also at the front I put the sort of V-shaped plates there with a nice sort of round 2x2 round stud with the VW sticker which I made myself, and I put these big headlights on, which gives it that nice lovely kind of VW classic look. The headlights are actually slightly too big for the front, but I don't think that's a problem. It just kind of emphasises the size of the lights. Okay, getting towards the end now. This is my take on the Citroen delivery van. They're often used as sort of mobile cafeterias and mobile chip shops and things like that. And I've done mine as a sort of cafeteria. That's better, I've got the camera in focus now. There's a bit of a gap there at the top because I need to get hold of a smooth plate there to fill in that 1x2 gap. But I've made a few little improvements to the front. The engine compartment was looking a bit not quite the right shape, so I've made some improvements this morning actually, and it's kind of left a gap at the top which I need to fill with a 2x1 smooth plate. Otherwise I'm quite pleased with this vehicle. It's a nice little vehicle. Notice the stickers are getting a bit worse for wear. I made them with double-sided tape behind the paper that I printed it on, and of course it sort of bled through over the months. So what I'm going to do is use, I now sort of print things onto sticky back tape, which is a lot better because it doesn't sort of damage the stickers so much. The number plate one at the front is a bit worse for wear as well, but otherwise it's a nice little vehicle, and it will proudly take its place in Brickstead. Well, okay gang, it's getting late and I've got to bounce, so can you please remember to smack that like and subscribe button, and don't forget you can contribute to a cup of coffee for me by the Patreon button at the description under the video. So catch you all later.